we've been able to show the first aspect that we prioritize refereeism. Honestly. Now, let me give you an hint in one of the things we are trying to do with the aspect of school fees. Okay. As of today, at least we were able to secure scholarship for about 20 plus students.
Oh, that's
of today, and I think that was one of the reasons why I delayed this whole section. We've been in meetings since morning, trying to bring in people, and we are trying to reach out to some key people within the community, whereby we know them as people who prioritize education. I think over the time, the union has not always reached out to them. They've not celebrated them. That's why we've not been seeing a turn up for them. So now this time around, we are appreciating them, and we must make sure that they do something for the student union community. That is the student majorly. Even if you can't pay all, at least pay to a certain level that the student can now
like a very
take the body.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, and as of today, we sealed the aspect of the 60-40. It still stands.
Okay.
It still stands. Nothing changes. You pay your 60.
But let me cut you in there. If you have 20 scholarship sealed today, and we thank you for that, we give you credit.
More is still on board.
More is still on board.
I know that's where you are going to. More is still on board.
We will take, and those scholarships are those ones that
is visible.
That is visible, and we will work. Because yes. I can remember there was a time that some students were given scholarship
and they were not given. It was just a camera thing. Yes. Yes, but this one, as of today, those students have filled the form. The
student already filled the form before.
Yes, yes.
How?
They already filled the form. It came through the student affair, but it was given to the student union to like undo. So yeah, I don't know how it happened, but we saw students that actually turned up. I think some students have been on the list of this scholarship for a long time, and then it came within this new section. So the ones that are still in school, I think from graduates have actually applied over time, but it has not been accredited. So okay. The ones that are still in school, at least we have the ones of 500 level, 300 level.
And you're sure it's not a connection stuff?
No, it wasn't connection. It was just random. Even the person that came today from the Federal Ministry of Education does not know the students. Yeah. It's not by connection. It's just by the grading. That is your academic.
Indigent students.
Yeah, no. Is it about indigent? No.
Those that are in need of it.
So yes, if you can prove that yes, you are in need of it, and yes, your academic background is strong. Yes.
But I would like it if it is more transparent.
Yes, it's very transparent in the fact that it was open to us. We saw it. It brought the list of the students that were given. It's not by connection.
But it wasn't all out on the student populace. We didn't know until now.
There will be a new portal for it again, this section.
You are sure of that?
Yes, because we try to appeal for more slots. I think the person is going to be at, I don't know, there's a school at Ijebu, okay, another institution at Ijebu. She's going to be there today. So she's going to these schools. They just approved it. And like I said, more is coming on board. Okay. At least we are working hand in hand with the student affairs division.
So FUNAAB should wait for more scholarship.
Yes, and honestly, we'll push it out. Okay. Because we are trying as much as possible to like relieve the burden on the students.
And there is something, before we go, there are just few things we need to make mention of. And that is, you told us the school management already promised to improve every section of the facilities.
Yes.
Because conducive classes, I know JAO to be of not, JAO is not in its best situation.
Have you been there currently?
Currently, I go through there to my farm.
So what are the complaints you like to hear about that?
The classes, the JAO 1, JAO 2, JAO 3 at their best learning condition. I know the school is trying. but it hasn't been in the good condition we wanted. And now that there is an increment, we want everything to be perfect. And I need you to quote the perfect.
The word perfect is a lot.
It's not a lot. We paid.
Yes, I'm not. The fact is, you're coming with a kind of attack thing.
I'm not trying to attack.
Yeah, I understand. I understand it perfectly.
Sure.
And you are taxing the university for it. That, see, like I said, for every 5,000 naira that you say you want to increase, you must give an account for it. Now, we checked through previous section, the breakdown of it. We noticed some repeated payments in them. It's not going to occur anymore. And I'll give you an example of the repeated payments. We've always had payment of ID card every section.
Okay.
That's been removed.
Okay.
That is one of many that we have removed from that list of breakdown. Okay. So the moment you get an ID card in your 100 level, you're not paying for it again. There's a time frame on your ID card that says when that ID card
graduation.
So it should be to your graduation. So you should not pay for it anymore. So there's nothing like yearly payments for it. That's been removed. So those are the things we are trying to look out.
Also, we got hearing, what about those classes that doesn't have a PAS, public address system?
It's going to
have a PAS, public address system.
It's going to be provided.
It will be provided. And FUNAAB are taking you for this. It's
obviously
provided.
It's going to be provided.
Because I can remember
we have a DVCA. That is when I mean DVCA, Deputy Vice Chancellor Academics, that is keen about academic lifestyle. He prioritizes a lot. So even before we laid this complaint, he showed us evidences of them making the move already.
Will the student be the ones to provide batteries?
I think that fault has always occurred from the aspect of the HOCs. And I'll actually blame them for that. Because there are some HOCs that takes that burden by themselves to actually provide it. But which is wrong.
Okay.
It's very wrong. The school management, you paid for it. You paid for if you check the breakdown, you are paying for exams too. I hope you know.
Sure.
So definitely you are paying for some certain things. You should be able to stand up for your rights. So if there's no battery, let the lecturer remain mute.
But you know, lecturers will continue with the lectures.
You make that complaint. That's why you have the student union. The fact is, you'd feel like, okay, you can take the burden and then you start asking your colleagues to contribute money. It's wrong.
But I would like you to do something.
If there's no battery and the lecturer is still continuing that class with, when you're not even hearing what's now the lecture all about, when you can't even hear what he's saying.
But you know,
so that is where the student union comes in. Call upon the student union. This is my word. Call upon us.
They should call upon you.
Get down
there is something I want you to know, which is, you know, when lecturers don't want to waste their time, they have little time to go through lecture. They need to pass this message. And now the battery is not working. Students, they will have to wait for students to go out or wait for any other member of the board to come out.
I think there are some things we should start putting in place. As an HOC, you are called head of class for a reason.
Okay.
And this is something that I feel I think I learned this from the president. He's always ahead of us. In everything he does, he's always ahead of us. Now, you have a class scheduled for whatever time.
Okay.
Can you try as much as possible to ensure before that class starts that is there battery?
But he was in another class.
Is it working?
He's presently in another class before the time. Which means that this in the corporate, he
won't leave the class. He won't leave that class.
Okay.
Now we did something in this. We laid a complaint even before the negotiation aspect. We already paid a visit to the DVCA, and we laid a complaint about the time frame of these lectures. Now there are some classes that ends by 9. We start class by 9 to 11, and then another class is starting for 11 to 1. Now, don't forget that some of these lectures are not within the same location. Imagine having a JAL 2 or JAL 3 and then you're going back to Mahmoud Yaku.
Even some
wouldn't make some lecturers will they are not lenient enough for students to actually settle down first. And even if some come late, you be like, leave the class. Now that won't happen this section. There should be at least within that time frame of 11, you should give them at least 15 minutes to settle down in the class before you say you want to start lecture.
And that has been approved by the
Yes.
HCA.
Yes.
So in that short span of time, you want the HOC to give fix give a fix to
you should give an heads up on, okay, what's the situation at that place? Is there a public address system there? Is the batteries working? That is, are the batteries there? Is the mic working properly? Can you test it? If there's battery there, can you test it? Is it going to get to, okay, we have lecturers like Mahmoud Yakub, that there's people upstairs and there are people far at the back. Can they even hear you? So those are the things we want you to actually check.
So
if they are not working, then lay it out. Call upon the welfare director. He should be in charge of your welfareism.
Okay.
So call upon the welfare director.
And I know the HOCs are listening to this.
Yes, call upon your welfare director
when you know something is not fixed in your
honestly
class. So also, thank you, corporate. There is one thing I want us to make mention of before we finish this session, and that is